Hello, welcome to InfoPursuit. I am Sujitam Sridhar. We can see nowadays banking habit among Indian people is increasing day by day. That's a very good news. RBI and the central government have been taking many initiatives, policies and programs to make sure that maximum people of our country are getting access to easy banking system at an affordable rate. This process of bringing all sections of people into banking services is called financial inclusion. And to accelerate this process of financial inclusion, RBI has very recently introduced two different models of banking. They are small finance banks and payment banks. So in this video, I'm gonna discuss with you small finance banks and payment banks and what are the characteristics of this bank make them different from our conventional banking system. So from now onwards, in this video, I'll be using two different abbreviations. One is UBL. UBL stands for Universal Bank Licensing Policy, and the second one is DBL, Differentiated Bank Licensing Policy. All the banks which have the license are powered to provide all wide variety of products and services. All these banks are coming under UBL category. For example, all private sector banks, foreign banks working in India, and public sector banks. But DBL category banks, the word meaning itself is meaning it's differentiated from a conventional banking system, because these banks cannot provide all wide variety of products and services what UBL category banks can provide, because they have got some restrictions, geographical restrictions or restrictions or limitations about what kind of products and services they can avail to their customers and what kinds of products and services they cannot. So DBL category banks, small finance banks and payment banks coming under this category, DBL category, Differentiated Bank Licensing Policy. To have better understanding about small finance banks and payment banks, that's DBL category banks, let's compare its characteristics with UBL category banks so that we will get a clear understanding about small finance banks and payment banks very easily. So the first point, deposits. All UBL category banks can provide a wide variety of deposit services to their customers, like SB deposit, savings bank deposits, CA deposit, current account services, and fixed deposit certificates of deposit products like fixed deposits and recurring deposits. And all the small finance banks also can provide all these products to their customers. But when it comes to payment banks can provide only savings bank account services and current account services to their customers. Second point, loans. All UBL category banks can provide different kinds of loans to their customers without any restrictions, provided they follow basic guidelines of RBI. And the same is applicable to small finance banks, but there are some restrictions. 75% of the total loans of the small finance banks should be aimed to provide priority sectors of Indian economy. That means 75% of the loans should be reached to only agriculture and agriculture allied activities, small and medium enterprises, etc., meaning priority sectors of our country. When it comes to payment banks cannot provide any loan services to their customers. And one more point regarding small finance bank, the maximum amount of loan which can be provided to a single borrower is 25 lakhs. Next one, NRI services. All UBL category banks provide different variety of NRI products and services. And the same is applicable to small finance banks also. But payment banks can provide only foreign remit services to its customers, no other NRI products and services. And branches. All UBL category branches can open as many branches they wish to open based on their business requirements without any geographical restrictions. But small finance banks and payment banks, the condition is 25% of their total number of banks should be in unbanked areas of our country, because the prime motive of these two types of banks is to accelerate financial inclusion. Next point is minimum balance. We all know that all UBL category banks provide us deposit services with the condition that we should maintain a minimum balance in our accounts with them. And the same procedure is being followed by all small finance banks also. But when it comes to payment banks, a very good advantage is waiting for us, because we can maintain account with these payment banks without having a minimum balance limit. So no worry about penalty charges on being charged on our accounts if our account do not have minimum balance. Next point is debit card and credit card. We know that UBL category banks provide a variety of debit cards and credit cards to their customers depending upon their banking services with them. And the same is applicable to small finance banks also. They also provide different variety of debit cards and credit cards. But when it comes to payment banks, they cannot provide any credit card facility to their customers, because we know that credit card is another kind of loan service, because that's bank's money. Now, a valid question arises. If payment banks cannot provide loan services to their customers, how can these banks make profit? Because we know that banks' main source of income is from spread rate. That is the difference between the rate of interest charged on loans and the rate of interest given for deposits. But payment banks cannot provide loan services, and their main source of income is from charges, different kinds of charges. So if you are maintaining any kind of account with payment banks, make sure that you know what kind of charges are applicable on your accounts and what kind of services, they are charging. Even the charge is very negligible, it is better to know about their charging procedure. That will help you to maintain a reasonable services with these payment banks. And now, if you want to know examples for small finance banks and payment banks, we know that first small finance bank in India was started in the month of April 2016, and there are 10 small finance banks in India now. For example, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, Generation Small Finance Bank, South Small Finance Bank, Northeast Small Finance Bank, etc. And the first payment bank in India was started in the month of March 2017, and 11 entities got in principle license to start payment banks in India. Now there are around 6 active payment banks like Fino Payment Banks, India Post Payment Bank, Paytm Payment Banks, like this. I hope this video helped you understand about some characteristics of small finance banks and payment banks. And if you want to know more about small finance banks and payment banks, definitely I'll be uploading a separate video about these two banks. Before that, I want to see your comments or suggestions in the comment box below. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to it and ensure that if this information helped you a lot, please share this valuable information with your friends as well. Once again, I'm very happy to see your comments and suggestions in the comment box. I'll see you in the next video with a new topic. Till then, bye. Signing off here, Sujitam Sridhar. Thank you for watching.